Alright, bass heads. Got a little break from the shop. Had one of my customers cancel. So I'm just down here. I wanted to fire the car up with the new alternators on it and let it run for a minute. I can think you can see a little bit better down here with the light coming in here and all. The ninth alternators. The ninth amp sitting right there. Those amps right there is getting ready to get changed. They may not be changed, the door speaker amps down there. They may not be changed before the show. Our show on which is 2 days away. And speaking of this show, it's been calling for rain at this show for the last 3 weeks. At first, it was going to be raining in 70-something degrees. And then it gradually started coming down in degrees. Okay, then it was going to be 50-something degrees and rain, and now it's going to be only 46 degrees and raining. You figure by now it might have switched up. They're saying April showers bring May flowers. For the last 5 years here in Pennsylvania, it's been May showers bring June flowers. So now it wants to do what it's really supposed to do all of a sudden, if you get me, right? But I'm about to switch those amps, the door speaker amps, to the I have 3 of the Stetson HQ 800.4s, which they're like 5 or 6 inches smaller than them things right there, and they do more power than them things right there. I just was trying to figure out what kind of amp rack, because I can't use the amp rack that I bought, the Jim's Machine Works. The amp rack that can hold 3 amps, but that's not going to work with those little amps. Those amps are too small, and it makes those amp racks collide with each other. Plus, it stands up too high, because I don't want those hood shocks right there to hit the amps when I shut the trunk. So, I had to come up with something, but I'm not going to have no time to... I'm not going to make the time to dig in there and get those out right now, but before the show, we got another show. I think May 8th, I seen another show. And then we got one in June as well, but I forget exactly what that date is because it was just posted not too long ago out here. So before the May 8th, I'm going to get those out of there and put the new ones in to see what they're going to do. You know what I mean? Because they're more power, and then I'll be able to slide them over. So if I ever have to take that 9th amp out, I can just unbolt it and take it out of there, and just in case I ever have to do it. I'm hoping I'll never have to do it, because these Stetson Bravo Bass Flex Impedance AKs are monsters. Now, this one guy, this Vector guy on YouTube, gave these a pretty bad rating. For whatever weird reason. I was going to go up on there and comment, but I changed my mind. You know what I mean? All I know is they tell you, you know what I mean? It's plain as day. How am I going to get this over there? It's plain as day. What did they say there? Half ohm, 1 ohm. They don't say 4 ohm, 2 ohm, 1 ohm, half ohm. They say 0.5. 1 ohm, as they're telling you that these probably do their power at 1 ohm and half ohm, and they actually do their power at half ohm, man. And we all know that you can't compare clamp testing without the car running and no box rides, bro. We already know that. And he was just bashing. My 5K, my Smart 5 does 10,000. It showed that it did at a dynamic power on a burp. These put out like 10K at a half ohm. Or 0.8 or whatever he was doing. I gotta go back and watch it again. You know what I mean? And he was like, mine does this better, my Terra amps do better. And I like Terra amps, but I'm not knocking them because I used the MD 8Ks for a while, used the bass 8Ks for a while. I had 4 bass 8Ks. I had 4 bass 15Ks. I tried the MD 12Ks, but I never really got to see what they were capable of because they were the half ohm version. I should have got the 1 ohm version and ran them down to a half ohm because it probably rises up my impedance box rise, and I wasn't getting no power out of the 12K, so I wasn't feeling them. I got rid of them and didn't even really play them. I got rid of them. Okay, because I got talked into getting the half ohm version when I should have known better. Okay, but I have nothing against Terra amps. If I had to go back to them for any weird reason, I would. And I probably would try the Chipio. The 12K is the one I would probably go after if I ever went back to them, because I ain't got all this extra stuff on them. They're like what amps were back in the day, with all the extra low PF and HPF and all that ain't on them. You can do all that from your head unit, you know. And I don't even really use all that stuff. I just use my gangs to be honest with you. I don't do the low pass filter on these. I turn them all the way to the right because I put it on 80 hertz on my head unit. Okay, and then I got line driver EQs in there as well. Okay, so I don't need all of that on the amp. I don't use any of that. Bass boost, none of that. Well, anyway, if I ever went back to Terra amps, I'd go back to them. Like I was telling people, I got kind of guinea pigged into these because Mike Mack, when he told me about these, he knew the day where they were being sold at and that they had them, and I thought that he had tried them already. That's what I had thought. But then I realized that I bought them and used them at a contest or two, and he wanted to know what they did. And I got 8,800 watts out of them, each one of them at 0.6 of an ohm at the time. They're at half ohm now. They're really at half ohm now. You know what I mean? Because of the speaker, the impedance on the resilient sound subs. Okay, they're not 1.4 ohm. They're like 1 ohm, really. According to Mike Mack, they're 0.8 ohm, dual 0.8s or something, but my fluke was reading 1 ohm. Dual 1 ohm, not 1 point anything. So I'm getting a half ohm out of each one of the amps. You know what I mean? So I may get more power, I may not get more power. Boom, boom, boom. Y'all just saw this is what I mainly want to talk about. Y'all just saw the 320 small cases here. There's 320 Dodge small cases here, hairpins running. Okay, and what I did, all right, you see that pulley right there? It was over on that side. I moved it to that side to take some of the pressure off of this side. Okay, that's what I did because this amp was getting hot. Faster than all the rest of them and hotter than all the rest of them. According to my mechanic, Ben Hank, he felt it was doing that because it was too much tension on this alternator when that pulley was moved over this way. Okay, and I kind of saw what he meant because it was squeezing the belt like this, pulling it like this, and it looked like a V going down on that side. It looked like a V here. And I see what he meant, so I came up with the idea of just move it over to take the pressure off this side, and it wasn't getting as hot as quick and that. So maybe I found the solution. Instead of trying to buy new belts and doing different wraps, going from the Z formation to the S formation, and going through all this BS, man. Because I like this wrap here. This wrap is a good wrap. I can go tighter. I can, you know what I mean? This is a good wrap. A very good wrap here. And I like the way it's wrapped, the way that I had it, man. The belt, it's the right belt and everything else. And these was running pretty good. Now I'm going to let my man Tony know, okay, that there's some chattering going on in this alternator. Some chattering going on in there. Like some components are hitting each other. I'm just going to let him know that. You got some chattering going on in there. Tony. All right, when it's up at high RPMs, when it's warming up, you can hear it more. When you idle it down, it gets quiet, but there's some chattering in there, and it just may be some bearings or components maybe tapping each other. So more sooner than later, I'm going to have this checked out by you, and I'm going to end up driving it out there again. instead of sending it. Sending takes too long. That's sending stuff. And I'm gonna have to twist tie this away. I'm about to twist tie this up. I was laying on the alternator, not that it's gonna hurt it. This hose laying there. Twist tie this up off here. I'll figure out what to do to pull that away a little bit. A little bit. I don't like anything touching anything under this hood. No hoses touching the alternators. No alternators touching the hoses. No, none of that. None of that. All right. Here's where it's sitting at on the fluke. All right. I just be using my timing light for an RPM reader sometimes. Let me pull it off. Yeah. But I be checking all of this daily. Daily I check all of this stuff, man. And make sure it's reading what it's supposed to be reading. All right. So, and I'm reading it straight off the alternator too. Power the alternator. When I put it down, oh, it'll turn itself off if you're not paying attention to it. If I take the power off of here and put it down on a battery, it's probably going to read different. No, it's still reading that. 15.72, but when it's running, when it's actually running, it'll read different off of a bus bar than it will up on the alternator itself. It'll read different if it's running. But it's reading, it's off. So, you know, when I came down here this morning, it was sitting at 15.8 before I turned anything on. Okay, so far I like these little diapers here, as I call them. These little diaper alternators. You know what I mean? Yada, yada, yada. But I came down there and I figured out I'd just move that pulley over on the opposite end. And it's putting more tension on this alternator, but it's going straight up and down. It's not twisting or curving, or it's just going straight up and down, just like this one is. It's doing exactly what that one is. Right there, straight up and down. Straight up and down, but it do curve, it do bend a little to get down to the power steering pump. But it takes that pressure off of that side with it, you know, with it going that way, and then when it was on there, it was bending that way. So I can see that it was putting pressure on that. And it seems like it's not now. Let it run for a while until they got a little warm. And that's all reading pretty much the same, but I'll keep checking on it. Ben, and I'm gonna call you about that pulley to see if you got that 8-groove wide 4-inch one in, if it's the way you thought it was with the mounting opening as well. If you see this video, you can message me and tell me yay or nay. Okay, but yeah, I'm kind of feeling grateful being back down in the storage unit that I was in from the beginning. See how organized I got everything, all organized and back, everything in its rightful place. I got a fan there. If it gets hot, let me show you what happens when it gets hot down there. These fans are monsters. I just hit this switch right here. I hit the wrong switch. That one comes on automatically, and I gotta use a remote to turn this on, but turns them on. And it got the fan blowing on you coming in this direction and one blowing on you coming in that direction, and these things blow pretty nice. They blow pretty nice, man. So if I'm here messing with this car, I'm getting some fan from the side and I'm getting the fan from the back, hitting pretty nice. Now if I added another one over here, it really would be nice if I added one down there. You get all kinds of fan. It feels good right now. It's only 60 degrees outside though. As soon as I hit that button right there, boom, they go off. They go off. Yes, I got it set up pretty good. Everything's set up good. I had it set in my mind how I wanted it. Look at all those extra pulleys I got. Advanced Auto Parts. Look at all those. Now those Gates ones comes from Napa. Those Gates pulleys that I'll probably never use. Okay, but look at all those pulleys I got from Advanced Auto Parts. Look at all of them different size pulleys. Look at all them belts. See that? See what I was going through? Y'all get it? All my wrenches. Me neating this up. Got bags and stuff. I just... all the old alternators, not all of them. There's 2 more. Tony, send me those alternators. You might not have heard me leave you a message. Don't do anything to them. Just send them back, because from here on out, I'll just have you make me about 2 extra ones of them. That's what I'm going to get you to do. 2 extra ones, 2 backups of them, because these are big cases. So I'll hit you up in case you see this. I'll tag you in this video. Well, I'm going to tag you in it anyway, so you can see how they were running. Okay? But send me those 2 back. I thought you heard me a couple days ago. I was like, just send them. Don't do nothing to them. Just send them back. Yeah, just send them back here, man. Or keep the small ones now. For now, man. Just get backups on them. Boom, boom, boom. That's what I'll do. Boom, boom, boom. Got my little heat gun here. Let me put this thing back in its rightful place. Got a place for everything. Put everything back. I can find everything easy when I know where it is. You know what I mean? Let me turn off this. I'll be back to mess with this. All this is like that. All these all come on. Whenever I go to a show or something, I'll take these lights off and hang them up on these hooks. Just hang them up like boom, boom. I hope they don't hit each other. If they do, I'll just move the hooks down. It ain't like I'm going to run into them or nothing. I'll just bend them downwards. No big deal. No big deal. Well, this is it. Just down here to do this video, and I'm on my way back to work. It's your boy, the OG Soda Pop Kid, coming to y'all direct. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Everybody cross your fingers for Sunday. Once again, it's only going to be 46 degrees on Sunday and raining. Like, that rain ain't coming up. I hope it does not rain. I can deal with the 46 degrees. I hope that it does not rain. Because if it's raining constantly, I don't know, people, how any of us is going to deal with it coming down like it feels like it continually, not me. So if you see me show up there without my car, it's because of it. Rain getting in the trunk, rain getting on the amps. No. Oh, no. And I plan to compete this summer. Like, I'm anxious to compete. I want to see what these resilient sounds and them step songs do, man. I'm dying to see what they do. I'm anxious. Feel me? I'm anxious to see what they do. Yeah, I'm excited. You know? Like I said, I want to see 63s. I hope they do better than that. I hope they do that. Okay, I'm out, y'all. Peace.